first month. Did 11K in 30 days. Literally every day, just going live for 90 minutes. I think my best day was 13 or 1400.
All right, Frost, welcome in, man. Appreciate you joining us today. You're pretty new to TikTok, and we'll kind of get into that, but you've seen some pretty amazing results just in the little bit of time you've been doing it. So I guess to start, man, how did you find out about TikTok Shop? Like, what kind of got you into it?
Yeah, so I've kind of been in the e-commerce space for about 2 years now. I've done Amazon FBA. I'm still doing that, and I recently, the beginning of the year, got into Amazon affiliate program. So I kind of had been making little videos like that, and one of my buddies was like, "Man, like TikTok Shop's new. I think it started like in September." He's like, "But dude," he showed me what he was making. He's like, "Yeah, no, I'm kind of new to this." I was like, "Okay, like I gotta try this out. Like I gotta give it a shot." And so yeah, that was just kind of my intro into it, and I started making videos, and you know, not getting a ton of traction, but that was kind of my intro into it. Was I just had a buddy. It was like, "Hey, you gotta try this." I was like, "Bump, let's go for it."
Right on. Yeah, I started with videos too, like probably most people, and wasn't getting a ton of traction with those, and ended up kind of moving on. But so obviously you've done some stuff with e-commerce, Amazon affiliate program, and now TikTok Shop. Do you work full time as well, or what's that situation kind of look like?
Yeah, I'm a busy bee. I actually still have a full-time job in the corporate realm. I still do 52 hours a week at least. I have a manager role in logistics, and on top of that, I'm still doing Amazon FBA, and now I'm doing TikTok Shop, and on top of all that, I got a full family of 4 kiddos and a beautiful wife. So yeah, I got a lot going on, but no excuses, man. You can do this if you want to do it.
Absolutely. How much sleep do you get every night? I mean, it seems like with that type of schedule, you're sleeping what, 5, 6 hours maybe?
Yeah, it's a little wild during the week because I'm even night shift, so I'm 4 on, 3 off, and I work night shift during the week. So I'll do my lives when I get off. I'll get home from work and shoot my live before I go to bed because everyone's still sleeping. But yeah, it's a little wild. 52 hours a week. It keeps you busy.
Well, that's impressive, man. Hats off to you. I don't know how you manage that type of the workload there. So you're working full time, and then how long approximately? You said you started TikTok Shop at the beginning of the year, or was that when did you
No, that
start
was
doing that?
the Amazon affiliate program. TikTok Shop I dabbled in it in May. I had my first account and I got it banned like in a week. And that was just me making videos. I didn't even touch lives yet, so I broke my account already. So I got a second one, and that was when that was beginning of June, maybe mid June. It was whenever Live Academy came out. A week before Live Academy is when I got my uh, main account that I have now.
Okay. And how much did you make? Did you make any money on those videos on that first account, or?
Maybe like $10. Like it,
Okay.
it was. I had no clue what I was doing. Just YouTube and stuff. Just trying to figure it out myself. So yeah, not a whole lot.
Yeah. I was kind of in the same boat. Like my videos, it was like here and there, make like a sale or two, make a couple bucks. I'm like, all right, well, this works, but the volume just isn't quite there yet for me. So we'll keep keep working at it.
Right,
Um,
right.
and then, so you got a new account beginning of June, and then did you start going live right away then, or were you still making videos on that account?
So yeah, I probably made about 20 videos before I did my first live, and before I joined Live Academy, I did one live, and I think I made like $17 off it, and I did it for like 45 minutes. So I was like, just sitting there thinking, I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just pointing at this supplement that I'd never done before. So, and people were buying it. So it just kind of like unlocked something. I was like, okay, like if I can kind of figure out what I'm doing and like maybe put some time into this, like this could probably be a real thing. So that was my only live experience before joining the Live Academy was that one 45-minute trial run.
You're like, if I can just sit here and point at a supplement and have no real game plan whatsoever and make 17 bucks, there's got to be something here, right?
Yeah. If I just sharpen it up, we could really probably crank this up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of similarly to how I got into it. It was actually my buddy. He's like, I'm gonna go live, and just try it out. I'm like, all right, cool. We had been making videos, and that wasn't going super well. And his first live, I think he made $50 in an hour. And the same thing, it was just a supplement. He was just, rambling on about it, made $50. I'm like, well, that's not bad. If he can make $50 in an hour, kind of not knowing what the hell he's doing, I feel like there's something there. So,
Yep.
okay. And then, so you did your one live, you made $17 in 45 minutes. And then you joined Live Academy and started going live consistently. Is that kind of the
Yeah.
sequence
Yeah.
of
So I
events
joined
there?
Live Academy. You guys rolled it out, and I was like, it's a little hefty of a price tag, but I was like, listen, like this guy clearly, these two know what they're doing. Like that's what I need. I try to surround myself with people that are smarter and know what they're doing in the space. And I was like, clearly I have no idea what I'm doing. And like maybe if they can just guide me a little bit, like I can probably at least make my money back. But when I joined Live Academy, all of a sudden it was like, okay, here, top products every week, so that helps with my product selection. You get scripts sent for those products, so that okay, now I kind of know what to say, and then I kind of put my own little frosty twist on it, and I was like, okay, now I think I can do this. So then I like to challenge myself. I know everybody's a little different, but I was like, the way I hold myself accountable is like I don't give myself a choice. Like I pretty much made it like a job. I was like, all right, for 30 days, I'm gonna have a 30-day challenge, like just for me, just as an experiment. I want to see how this works if I do it consistently. Because from you, from Drew, from everybody in the TikTok space, right? If you're consistent, like you almost can't like mess this thing up. As long as you follow the rules and you're consistent, you can be successful. So I was like, okay, let's do this every day for 90 minutes because that was the recommended when you go live. Do it for 90 minutes every day, 30 days. I was like, all right, challenge myself. Let's do it. So I kicked off the 30-day challenge, and I kicked it off with like air fresheners, car air fresheners. So like nothing crazy. I literally just sat there, was like, yes, things automatic. Like there's only so much you can say about car air fresheners. So talked about car air fresheners. I did that for a week and kind of got your feedback. And I did solid my first week, not knowing what I was doing. I think it was $800 my first week. So I'd already made my money back for I actually bought my TikTok account. So my money back that I bought my TikTok account and for my Live Academy, and I'd made some. So I was already in the positive my first week. I was like, okay. So then I got with you. I was like, all right, Chris, what do you think? You're like, this product's okay, but I think we can do better. Like, maybe check this one out. And I was like, okay. And you're like, and message the company. They'll probably give you a bump in commission. And try this. So I just added the little tweaks that you recommended. And then my week two, it was double that. So then we doubled that and just kept getting better and better. And after my first month, so after my 30-day challenge, my first month, did 11K in 30 days. And that was literally every day, just going live for 90 minutes. Only, I think, 4 days I doubled up. I did 2 days, 4 days, and then I took one day off. So there was one day, I think it was July 4th. I just like couldn't get on, had family over and stuff. So I took one day off. I doubled up 4 days. So yeah, and it was just did at least 90 minutes every day. And I used the same product after that air freshener. Air freshener, I did that for the first week, and then the next 3 weeks I just used one product and just kept doing it every single day.
Yeah, I remember seeing you live with the air freshener. I was like, he's for being an air freshener, he's doing pretty damn good. But I think he has a lot more earning potential with a better product.
I was giving it my all, baby. I was like, listen, this thing's great, smells wonderful. I was trying.
I mean, you were like the Billy Mays of air fresheners, really. I've never seen anybody sell an air freshener like that.
I was pushing it. I was doing pretty good with it, but man, once we like you tweak the product, something that was moving a little more, like that was a big difference. I was like, okay, like even if you're not getting a ton of views, you have to think about it like an hourly rate. So even like some people get down on themselves, like, oh man, I'm not getting views. I only made like $50 during my hour live stream. I'm like, you're still doing $25 an hour, not knowing what you're doing. Like you're still doing good, and like you're just only gonna get better at this. So like while you're training, you're getting $25 an hour, and then once you start hitting your stride, then you're starting doing $100, $200 an hour. Like it's pretty wild. So like you gotta think in an hourly perspective, especially when you're new to it. And I call it paying the TikTok tax. Like your first week, you're pretty much just showing up and just talking to a wall. Like put a little sticky note over the viewers. Just pretend like you're talking to like 800 people. That's what I did. I just put a little sticky note over the viewers, and I was over there just wearing it out. Like, guys, get this Ocean Breeze air freshener. It's fantastic. I can smell the sea salts right here. Like I just rambled on. So I mean, that kind of helped me my first week. Is just don't look at the viewers. Just keep getting in your routine, get your script down, and then you won't even have to look at it after the third or fourth live.
Oh, 100%. And I think like doing that was super smart on your behalf because I know I'm probably beating a dead horse when I say this, but I can't. I see so many people just kind of get discouraged during that first, paying the TikTok tax, right? It's like they think the product's the issue or whatever the case is, then they feel like, something's not working, so I need to make a change right away. It's like just stay consistent during that first part when it sucks and it will get better, especially as you continue to get better as well. So I'm definitely glad you did that. And then the 30-day challenge, I think, was super brilliant on your part. It just kind of gives you like, hey, I want to do this for 30 days and just see what happens. Like this is just kind of a test. I don't have super high expectations. If I can make my money back and maybe a little profit, like I'll be happy with that. Obviously, you did a lot more than make your money back. So, I mean, you said $11,000 in basically 30 days. And really your first 30 days of going live, minus the one time you went live for 45 minutes. That's absolutely insane. And a lot of that is really attributed to, I think, your work ethic. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying. And then your personality, too. You have an amazing personality. I think people enjoy listening to you. You put your own little, frost spice on it, and it really
That's
kind of
it.
takes it to the next level.
Well, that's the thing. Like we were talking about. You don't like. I kind of go off script. I'll just go off the wall and just do random things in lives. But then you guys, you can go and watch Chris's lives, and it is very just. He just cruises right along, kind of sticks to the script, and this man does way bigger numbers than me. So it's not like you got to be an outgoing personality kind of person. You can just sit there and cruise along, stick to the script, answer some questions. You don't have to be, an outgoing person. I mean, you're just showing your hands, right? You're showing your hands. You got your script. You're just reading it. You're just cruising along. You don't have to do anything any crazy. I just do me. I enjoy it. It helps the time go by. So I'll do random stuff like dancing, chatting up, like. So it's just kind of just be you, be authentic, and like you can just. It's for everybody. It's got a little bit of if you just want to cruise around, keep it simple. If you want to spice it up like me, like it's got anybody can do it, is what I'm saying.
100%. And everybody has different personality types. And I think some people make the mistake of trying to be something they're not. Like for me, I couldn't do what you do. Like that's just not me. I'm just more introverted. I don't have that spice that you have, So, but I think that's an important thing for everybody to hear. Like stick with, be you, whatever style best suits your personality, stick with that style because it can work, but when people try and fake it or try and be something they're not, I think it causes issues there. It just comes across as disingenuous. So I'm glad you said that. And then I guess early on, I mean, obviously you, you kind of took off pretty quickly, but early on, what were kind of some of the struggles that you faced, if any, I guess, because it was a pretty quick success story.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think a lot of people get discouraged, and even myself, like when I got my first one banned, like before even touching lives, like you see these YouTube people, they're like, oh yeah, look at my first 15 days. I had like 3 videos go viral, and I made 60K in my first 2 weeks. That's like an outlier. Like that's probably not gonna happen. But one thing you can control is how many days you show up. That's like the biggest thing for me is showing up every day. My biggest struggle though was like trying to compare myself to others. Instead of compare yourself to yourself, make it a self competition. That's why I did the 30-day challenge. Was I'm going to compete against myself. Can I show up every day? And even if it was a bad day, because it's not linear, like it's not just woo, it's not like that. You're going to have peaks and valleys. I had my like 20 days in, I was killing it. All of a sudden, wow, like 25, $25 live. Like I just sucked it up there for 2 or 3 days, and then I took back off the next few days, and there was no rhyme or reason. I'd have morning lives, have like 300 people in there. I'd have afternoon lives, have like maybe 20 people in there. So it's just like it's just kind of the ebb and flow. You just got to show up every day. Like my best days were the days I was the most tired and almost did not do a live. So that would be my best thing is challenge comparing yourself to yourself instead of looking at others. Not look for others for inspiration, right? Like reach out to, Chris and Drew, like, hey, how would you like what would you do better? But don't, get envious like, oh man, I want to be like them. You can reach for that, like try to set your goals to be there, but compete with yourself. That's like my biggest thing for anybody because you will get discouraged if you're like, man, I'm not doing $1,000 a day yet. Why? Like, oh, this and that. No, show up every day, get 1% better, and you'll get there. Like I guarantee you show up every single day, you keep getting 1% better, it just compounds, and you'll freaking kill it, man. You'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something that's not talked about enough too, is just the mental side of doing this, being a TikTok Shop affiliate, whether it's going live or making videos. Like there's such a like you see these big numbers, you see people that do make $100,000 in a month, and you're like, and then whatever you're making, you compare it to that, and you're like, well, why can't I be like that? You start beating yourself down. It's like, no, no, no. Like you need to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not whatever somebody else did, and who knows what their situation is. And plus, with TikTok, some of it is like you had 3 days, you're cruising at day 20, and then you have 3 days where it just kind of sucks. I feel like TikTok likes to just test us sometimes. It's like, hey, are you really serious about this? Are you going to keep doing it? Or are you just going to fold when we stop sending you traffic? And it's like, no, 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 I'm going to stay consistent. And then there you were, you just picked right back up. So I'm definitely glad you said that. And I think everybody out there listening needs to remember, like, you're going to have good days and bad days. Don't let the bad days determine your success. Look at it at the end of the month like Frost did. That's why I think that 30-day challenge was so cool that you did for yourself, because it's like, hey, I'm not gonna get discouraged, one bad day, 3 bad days, 1 bad week. I'm gonna just stay consistent for 30 days, and then at the end of the 30 days, I'm gonna look back, and then we'll see what the big picture looks like. So big picture is extremely important. And then, so you started doing lives basically when you joined Live Academy. You started seeing success pretty quickly. I mean, what do you think? What do you attribute some of that success to? I mean, do you think it's just your personality, picking the right products, having a good script? What do you think kind of were the biggest factors there?
So it's multiple things, right? First of all, I think product is huge. Because I mean, you could have a product that's not going to do anything, and you're not going to get pushed at all. So product is nice. That's what I was saying. In the Live Academy, it just kind of gives you everything you need. It's like the starter package. Like here, you just have to show up. Like that's all. We did everything for you. You have to show up and execute this right here. So, but like it's the product. I think's huge. The script, especially when you're new at it, right? You don't know what to say. We have the no word list because I've got a violation saying, you can lose weight. Like, that's a no. You can't do that. I didn't know that, guys. Like, I jacked him, so I've got points on my account. But, like, so it's, you got your no list, what to say, what not to say. And then I think something that's not talked about is community. Being in the e-commerce space, for a while, it can get freaking lonely. And you have those days where you're just sucking it up and you're like, especially when you're in the beginning, like when I say paying the TikTok tax, when you're sitting there on your live and you're talking to like 3 or 4 people. And yeah, like so every now and then you look at it and you're just cruising along, and all of a sudden somebody, 1 or 2 or 3 people from the Live Academy hop in there, and they, throw some comments in there. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of like, it juices me back up. Like I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of gives you that second wind. So it's just kind of like, you see the struggles and you see the wins, because everybody goes through the ebb and flow. So you see, people are winning that've been struggling all last week. You're like, freak yeah, like they got that W. And then they're like, oh man, it's sucking this week. And you just like, keep going, just embrace the suck, keep going. So you kind of have people rooting you on. And I don't think that's talked about enough, is just the community of people rooting you on and learning from each other. Because everybody has different experiences and brings it to the table. Like, somebody might come with this idea, or somebody saw this on a TikTok, education thing. So different stuff's brought to the table on top of what what's in the actual course. So we're just always learning, because it's like the Wild West, right? This isn't even a year old. It came out September last year. So TikTok Shop's very new. Like this is, I like to call it the golden age. Like I've never had an opportunity where you get in on the ground floor or something. Like imagine you're getting in on YouTube year 1. That's the opportunity you're at right now. So I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Like we're all new to this and the rules change every week, but I'm going to embrace it, because like everybody would wish they're in our shoes right here. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't even think TikTok knows what the hell they're doing. I
Oh
think they're
no,
still figuring
absolutely
it out
not.
too, you know. So, but the community is a huge part, I think, of just kind of maintaining our sanity as we do this. Because even early on, before I joined a community, it's like I was still talking to other affiliates, and I feel like I wouldn't have been able to keep going if I wasn't, because you're just kind of on an island with this brand new thing. You have no idea what's going on. So just seeing other people's successes, seeing other people's struggles, everything, and then the knowledge, the cumulative knowledge that we all gain from each other, I think is probably
Oh yeah.
one of the most valuable things. It really shortens that learning curve, as opposed to us having to learn all of these lessons on our own. It's like we get to learn all these lessons from each other and kind of just cut out a lot of that struggle. So I'm definitely glad you said that. That's a great point. So And then what's the most you made in a single day from going live? What was your best day live wise?
I think my best day was 13 or 1400. It was, and it was no different. That was the thing that absolutely blew my mind. It was one day that it was one of the days I did my two a days. I got up that morning, just or I got home from my shift, did my live, and that live was just popping off. I held about 40 to 50 people. Whatever reason, that when TikTok's like, "We love you this morning, Frost." Here's 300 people, and I was in there just doing my thing, and I don't know what it was. People were just in a good mood. I think it was Saturday morning. Saturday weekends, people buy more. Like just in my short experience, Mondays and Tuesdays generally suck, but you still are going to make money. But Saturday and Sundays, people are just wallets are out ready to go. So it's that Saturday morning. I had a good Saturday morning. I think that first one I did like five, six, 700 in 2 hours. And I was like, that's absolutely wild. So I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep. So I got to sleep, woke up, and I asked my wife, I was like, hey, can you watch the kids? Like, I'm on fire today. Can I go make some money, honey? She's like, okay, go for it. Went back out there, made mother five, 600. And I was like, I just like when you think about it in perspective of what you did in one day, you're like, holy cow. So it was, yeah, that was my biggest day. It was $1,400 just doing two lives. So that was 4 hours worth of work. And it was just, it was one of the good days, right? It was my peak. But even like in my valleys, like you're still doing good. Like it's pretty mind-boggling. Like when you're like, if I just consistently do this, and it's flexible, right? If you're just like, I'm gonna do an hour and a half every day, you can do that. But there's some people in the Live Academy absolutely smashing it. They're like, I woke up at 5 a.m., did a 2 hour live, took a break, did a 2 hour live, took a break, did a 2 hour live, and they're absolutely crushing it. I'm like, geez, Frank, I need more time. I want to go do 6 hours of lives a day. Like they're absolutely killing it. And then there's gonna be days they do a 6 hour live, and they're like, man, I made $100. I was like, I mean, you still showed up though. Like you still learned something. Like you paid the TikTok tax. Just keep it up. And so, but yeah,
Yeah.
I know I went way off course on the
No,
original
no,
question. But yeah, but yeah, you're gonna have great days. You're gonna have bad days. It's just show up every day. That's what I like. If I had to preach something to anybody, just keep doing that. Show up every day, and you're gonna be good.
I mean, $1,400 in 4 hours, on the side from your full time job is
From my
absolutely
house.
insane.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
chilling at my house, doing this,
just yeah, just
jamming
having
to some
fun.
music.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so one of the things I wanted to mention too. So like when you're hot, when you're having a good day, I don't know if this happens to you, but it's like it's painful to know that you're not on live. You're like, I should be on live right now. Like the amount of money that I was making just on an hourly basis, like well, it hurts. So I can see why you're like ask your wife like, hey, can you watch the kids? I need to keep this moving here. Like
Yeah,
strike
yeah,
while the
yeah.
iron's
Keep the
hot.
momentum rolling, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, literally to make $1,400 in a day within 30 days of starting something is absolutely insane. And one of the things I don't think it's that's talked about very often too is how low the cost of entry, the barrier to entry is for something like doing TikTok Shop as an affiliate. I mean, when you first started, did you buy an account or did you? I think you might have said this earlier. Did you buy your first account or was it a loophole?
Yeah, so the first one was a loophole one. So that was the
Okay.
first one was a loophole. That one got whacked. And so then I was like, I looked to see if I could do it myself, right? Everybody's, tries to see if we can do it the hard way, Mr. Fix It, we'll do it ourselves. I looked at it, I was like, okay, I could do this, but I started doing the math. I was like, or I can start making money now and just buy an account. So I was like, all right, I'm buying an account. Let's get this thing going. Let's expedite it because it's all about speed. Let's get rolling. And that's like if I was to tell anybody to do it, buy account from a reputable source and go from there. Like and just get started because once you can start making videos, start doing lives, like every day you sit there and you're trying to grow to get access to the shop, you could be making money. So
100%. And I've gone through the same thought process. It's like I could try and grow this account myself, which is probably going to take me at least a month because I suck at making videos, or I could just spend a few $100 and start making money right away. So,
yep.
yeah. And it's funny. I feel like the majority of TikTok Shop affiliates have gotten their first account banned, if not more than that. Like it's kind of a rite of passage is
Yeah.
getting violations and getting an account banned. It may even be for something ridiculous. It wasn't your fault, or you were just blatantly violating because you're brand new. You have no idea what you're doing yet.
Yeah, and that's why I just got my second one, and I'm even probably going to get a third one. Like everybody, I think because we're all new and it's the Wild West. You talked about how TikTok changes their mind every week. They roll out new terms where they're like, "Oh, this is a bad thing now." Well, you could have videos all made of stuff that's now violations, and they just come out there with the hammer and start just hitting you with points. So it's I always say, now I feel better because I got a second, but I might even get a third just because. All right, worst case scenario, one goes down. All right, let's shift. Let's keep rolling. Let's pay the TikTok tax on the next one. Let's go ahead and get it rolling so I can. You just don't want to lose that access to where it's going to take you a while to warm a new account up, get rolling. No, it's already primed. It's ready to go. So that's what I would tell everybody. Get your first one. Make a little money, and then get your second one as soon as you feel comfortable getting a second one. But now I'm even looking at getting a third one just because I want a few backups ready to go in case something squirrely happens with number one. It's kind of think of it like your quarterback. Your quarterback goes down. We gotta have the second string. You gotta have the third string. Yeah, it's not gonna be as great, but you're still doing something. You can work it back up to your starter. So
Yeah, you got to have backups. And I know for some people, like you said, starting out, like maybe it's not feasible for them, but as soon as it is feasible, get a backup account. I mean, I think I have 4 accounts right now just because of that reason, but also accounts sometimes they're hard to get your hands on. Like right now, I think there's some
oh yeah,
availability, but there's definitely times where it's like everybody's getting their accounts burned and everyone's looking to buy, and there's none of the reputable sellers have anything in stock. So I think
yep.
it's always good to just keep some players on the bench just in case. You never know what's going to happen. What do you think is the biggest kind of lesson that you've learned in terms of being a TikTok Shop affiliate going live?
Biggest lesson. I think the biggest lesson would be, I think I touched on a little bit, is just showing up every day. Like, no matter what, you got to commit to yourself being consistent. I think it's the number one lesson. Like, be consistent, show up every day. Stay consistent with the product. Don't product hop, and then ask questions. Like, don't be afraid to just jump in the comment or in the live academy. Hey guys, what do you think about this? Or even ask for feedback because you're gonna suck at this like anything else. You're learning how to ride a bike, right? You're gonna be horrible at this at first. I was horrible. And I still have a lot to learn, so I'm still trying to sharpen my sword. I'm gonna reach out to Chris and Drew, and there's plenty other people out there killing it in the live academy. Just post in there, hey, what do you think about this? Or if you want direct feedback from Chris or Drew themselves, like send them clips. They will hop in your live, get feedback, show up consistently, and I mean you're gonna get better. So and that's what I did. Like I showed up every day, and like every time I was going live, I'd say, "Hey, I'm going live," and usually Chris or Drew just hopped right in there. They show me a little love, and then they send me a little snippet afterwards. Hey, maybe this was off camera. Make sure you slide this, your billboard over, and oh, maybe try saying this. And so I just add, like I said, grow 1% every day on your lives. You're not going to be just jumping, 50, 60% better. Just tweak little things as you go. And so every time I'd go live, I'd keep asking for feedback. And so just showing up, being consistent, ask for feedback. You'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean it's really not sexy stuff, right? It's just like,
No,
hey, it's not rocket science. There's not like
yeah,
some magic buttons that you can push that are gonna just make it happen. It's just doing all of the little things that are really kind of just built into the character of people, right? It's like if you work hard and you try and constantly improve, regardless of where you're at. Like I think. Even myself, like I'm always trying to get better, and I know Drew's always trying to get better, and that's what I love about the people in our community. It seems like everybody really just wants to continue to improve. Even when you have a good day, it's like, what is there anything that I could improve on? Because if there's one little tweak I can make, it could end up making a lot more money. Because it seems like there's these little levers with TikTok, right? If you just these little levers, if you pull on just one of these little levers, it can really kind of skyrocket the amount of money that you're making, whether it's lives or videos. So definitely great advice there. You dropped some nuggets for us today. Last question for you, Frost. What advice would you give to somebody that's just starting out with TikTok Shop, wanting to get into lives, or maybe just wanting to start doing videos?
yeah. So I'd say if you were starting out, first of all, find somebody that's way smarter than you, aka the Live Academy with Chris and Drew. Like and that's just me. That's not me just saying, oh yeah, do this. Like they literally are the reason I'm where I'm at today. Like I bit the bullet. I tried it out, and they've taught me so much, and I've learned a lot. Like they speed it up, right? when you think about how much they speed it up and get you making money, like you can almost not fail and get your money back. Like if you show up, you got to work though. You can't just, all right, I'm joining and just they give me everything and I'll not show up. If you show up every day and do what they tell you, hey, go do this, tweak this, you're going to be successful at it. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, just like anything else. But that, like, if you're getting started, don't be afraid, like I said, to ask for help. Join a community. Find somebody smarter than you, like in whatever you're doing. Like, accept that you are, you know nothing about TikTok. Like we all know little about it. But there's some that've been in the game that, okay, if they're making, they're making some money, they're doing something right. Just do what they're doing, and they'll teach you how to do it. So that's what I'd say for new people. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Take the plunge. Go for it, and like you're going to be successful. Just put in the work. You'll be good.
Solid advice. Solid advice. It seems like the people that have kind of put themselves out there the most and taken advantage of the resources within the community have kind of seen the best results. We do have a lot of kind of sleepers in there too that don't make a lot of noise, but put up some pretty big numbers. But I think everything you said was absolutely spot on, and it makes a lot of sense why you've had the results that you have over the last 30 days. And since really just getting started with this thing, I mean, I attribute your success to your hard work and your personality. Really, I think those two things have made a huge difference. But I definitely appreciate you joining us for this call, Frost, and I think a lot of people are going to take a lot of value from this video. And I'm really excited to kind of see what you do over the next 30 days. I mean, this was just the first 30 days, so what's going to happen next? I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. It's and like the thing is, like this is just for example, this week's just a little bit of a down week. I'm still making solid money, but it's like it ebbs and flows. Like it's a little bit of a down week, but I'll keep showing up, and all of a sudden I'll sit there and it'll pop off. So it's just just stay consistent. And one thing I've talked to people in the community and other people out there selling the same product. I'll see what they're doing in their lives. I'll even reach out to them and be like, hey, how you feel like you're doing? They're like, I don't know. I was looking at other products. Like, stay in your lane. Like if what you're doing's working, just keep doing it. Like don't, oh, that person was smashing it with the CMOS or the collagen or are you smashing it with your product? Just keep killing it. Get better at that one. Like people want a product top. We get bored. Nah, just like you said, some of the stuff we do is just not sexy. Just keep stay in your lane. If you got something that's working, just keep getting good at it. And TikTok will keep pushing you the viewers. So that was
100%.
that just popped on my brain when I was sitting there like some people, we get all distracted. We want something exciting. I know it sounds boring. Do the same thing if you can. Like if you test something for a week or two and you're not seeing the results, that's what's nice. I can bounce it off Chris. Hey Chris, am I doing something wrong, or do I just need to keep going? And you're like, nah, this product sucks, Frost. Try this one out. Okay, got it. Product selection sucked. Okay, let's try something different. Or no, that product's good. Just keep working on it. Tweak this. Maybe try this out, and just trying different things out. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
just pick something and stay consistent. Show up every day. Pick a product, rock it. I don't care if it's air fresheners. I don't care if it's electronics, supplements. Pick something. And there's some people, they're killing it in supplements. I hate supplements. Like I just don't do them. I stay away from them. And I might have to get outside my comfort zone and go try them eventually. But I want to do something I enjoy talking about, and I enjoy talking about gizmos and gadgets. So I was like, I'm going to pick that because I'm going to be talking about it an hour and a half every day, and I just enjoy it. I have a better time. The time goes by fast, and some people are out there absolutely smoking me with supplements because they're out there. It's a great opportunity. So it's just be you. Find out what you want to do, and then bounce it off Chris and Drew, and they'll tell you like, tweak this or do a complete shift change. But you got to show up every day. That's like my take home thing. You got to take action, show up every day, and like you almost can't, trying to think of the wording. You're going to be successful. Like you just got to keep putting in the work. Grow that 1% every day.
100%. Yeah, it's so easy to see somebody else's live. Like you just scrolling TikTok live,
Yeah.
you come across somebody, they got 1,500 viewers in there. They're doing the ice makers or the collagen.
Yeah, the ice makers. I'm like, why am I not doing ice makers?
Yeah. And then it's like, and then you start doing it and it doesn't work for you. And you're like, well, and just totally screws up your mindset, right? It's like, just find something that fits you, a product that fits you, a product that sells well, a product that you're going to enjoy talking about, right? Just like you said, and then just run with that for a little bit. And then, a week 2 in, if it's not going very well, it's like either the product sucks or you just got to make some adjustments with what you're doing, and you'll get there. But it's so easy to have that grass is greener kind of syndrome where we're just constantly product hopping. So that's a huge piece. And you've dropped a ton of nuggets and a ton of knowledge here today. So even for the folks that aren't in Live Academy or Social Army, I hope they're able to take something from this video. And again, Frost, just want to thank you, man. And, praise you really for all your hard work that you put into this. I mean, doing 52 hours a week, having 4 kids, a family, a wife, and all that, and making time to do 90 minutes of live every day is impressive, and you deserve the results that you've seen so far. So thank you again, man.
Had a good teacher.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. If you guys want to start crushing it on lives like Frost is, or just take your TikTok shop game to the next level, there is a link down below for both Live Academy and Social Army. Live Academy is something that we started to teach you guys everything that you need to know in terms of killing it on lives. There's a full course, there's a community, we release product picks every single week for the top products on live, scripts for those products, and then we also do 2 coaching calls every single week, and we do live reviews as well. That way we can give you guys some feedback, help take you guys to the next level. And then if you just want to dip your toes in the water, start learning about TikTok Shop, how to do it, how to start making money with it, there is a link down below for that as well. So we look forward to seeing you guys in there, and we'll see you in the next video.